Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us once again at Outdoors Indiana. Today, we're going to do a little experiment. Now, you've all heard, or probably heard, or might have heard, that when you're collecting bait for catfishing, skipjack, shad, or whatever, you should put them on ice right away to keep them as fresh as possible before you freeze them, because they deteriorate pretty quick and they die real easy. And as you may have heard, people will tell you, take a cooler, put some water in it, some ice, and then dump a bunch of salt in it, and it'll freeze them up quicker. And today we're going to show you how and why. Some people think that putting salt on your ice, of course, makes it melt, but you don't realize it's not melting because it's getting warmer. It's melting because salt lowers the freezing temperature of water. So what would be 33-degree ice water becomes, well, let's just see what it becomes. Let's begin the experiment. We're starting out. We're going to do it the simple and easy way. Got a Yeti cup, some ice, some water, some salt, fluke meter that I used to use calibrating ovens and stuff when I was a maintenance technician, so it's highly accurate. It'll actually, using this attachment, take a temperature. Show you what I mean. We'll plug it in. Show you that the ambient air temperature in here right now is about 63 degrees. I'll pinch that in the fingers, you'll see how quick that comes up to temp. So let's start. A little water. Pull this over here. Get our temperature of our water. Sorry, trying to do this with one hand and hold the phone with the other. So we got that thing down in there. Our starting temperature of the water, about 56.8 degrees. We'll take some salt or some ice. Dump that in there. Mix that up a little bit. See that temperature dropping. The ice water. Dropping pretty quick. Actually below freezing right there. Got a good freezer. That ice is extra cold. Now we're going to take some salt. Just straight water softener salt, pure salt, none of that stuff with all the extra crap in it. Dump some of that in there. Again, we're starting out on 28. Salt brine, and already you can see that temperature dropping and how quickly it dropped putting that salt in there. Now fish, being cold-blooded, their body quickly takes on the temperature of whatever they're in or around. So as you can tell, that'd be a frozen fish really quick. And you seen, that was within seconds. That salt dropped that ice water, 9, almost 10 degrees already. They're down 10 degrees and still dropping. Again, salt doesn't melt ice by raising the temperature. It melts ice by lowering the temperature that water freezes at. We're now down to 14.4 and dropping degrees Fahrenheit. No tricks, just water, ice, and salt. Now, get you a cooler, some water in it, and about an equal amount of ice, a couple, 3 or 4 cupfuls of that salt, and boom, you've got instant frozen bait. As you're catching your skipjack or your shad, dunk them down in there, make sure they're submerged. When you're ready to go home, just drain the water part out of your cooler, so it's just the ice and salt in there. By the time you get home and take them out to vacuum seal them or put them in a Ziploc or however you're going to put them in the freezer, just dry them off a little bit. Put them in a Ziploc baggie or a vacuum baggie, and they're already frozen. Look at that. We're down to 8 degrees and still dropping. Just by putting salt in ice water. Again, this is a fluke meter I actually used to use for calibrating ovens and stuff in a factory I worked in. Pitch between my fingers. See, it's nothing wrong with it. Put that back down in the ice water. And watch her drop. So there you go. This is how you preserve bait. This is how you freeze it quick, and this is why we put salt in our cooler full of ice water. Thanks for stopping in. Hit that like and subscribe. Appreciate you. Till then, tight lines.